Alright class, so what we're going to do first is the background to our Mona Lisa. You're going to be able to choose whether you want to use chalk pastel or oil pastel and watercolor. But either way, they're both going to start the same, and that's by taking, if you're doing chalk, you'll use chalk. If you're using oil pastel, you'll use oil pastels. But you're going to take a color and you're going to start a little bit higher, not right at the bottom, and you're going to do a curved line until it touches the bottom, and then you can do the same color if you want or change it, do another curved line coming from there. Then I'm going to go a little bit higher, do another curved line coming down, and it's going to touch the second line that you did. So notice each time I move up, I touch the line that I just ended with, and it's going to look like the mountains or the hills are going back into the distance. It's going to give us some perspective, like it's going further away. So I'm going to do another one over here. Maybe I'll do one more. Great. So that's how we're going to start for both, whether you're using oil pastels or chalk pastels. For the chalk pastel, what you're going to do is you're going to start filling in each individual section, and then using your two fingers to smooth it out as you're working down. So for example, I took my pink, I laid it flat, so I'm not using the corner, but I'm laying it flat, and I'm going right up against the line that I drew, and I'm going to push down in the center, and I'm going back and forth. Notice how I'm following the curve of the hill, right? I'm not going up and down, I'm following the curve, and I'm going to leave it right before it goes to the next mountain. I'm going to take my two fingers or one finger, and I'm going to again follow the curve, and then I can do little circles to kind of fill it so it goes kind of fast. And then right as I get to here, I'm going to kind of stop. So doesn't it look like it's going from light, dark to light, dark to light, dark to light, dark to light? So I'm kind of creating that ombre or value shading, about different values. You can take it, tap it on your table so it comes off. Great. And then you would go ahead and do your next color. So I'm going to do mine red. Okay, that didn't work. Press a little harder in the middle. Move it down. Blend it. So what I'm trying to do is keep each color in its individual sections. I'm really trying to go with the line so that way the red doesn't go into the orange doesn't go into the green. Tap it. Then I'm going to go to my blue. I'm going to put the green down. And if your hands are really messy, you can just take your fingers and on the paper, you can just wipe them off so that way your colors don't mesh together. Great. So once I have that done, then I'm going to put some line design on my mountains because I want to make them look almost like farmland. So I'm going to choose a different color. Okay, so if I did green here, maybe I'll take pink, let's say. And I'm going to choose the direction of line. So for this one, I'm going to come down at a curve, and I'm going to come down this way. And I'm using now the corner of my pastel so it can be kind of sharp. And now I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to use a different color over here, and maybe I'll go in a different direction. So maybe this one's going this way. See how it creates really nice contrast? So where the first color is like the base, and then this is the color on top. So maybe for the orange, I'll do a blue. Maybe this one will go straight down, maybe at a little curve. I like that combination together. Nice complementary colors, right? My pink, maybe I'll try some yellow. Just anything that will contrast. If you do a color and it doesn't look like it's enough contrast, then change it. You can always choose something different. For red, I'll do green. Maybe some orange. And I'm actually putting some nice pressure. Okay, if I put good pressure, then it will show up. If you press really light, you see how it doesn't show up as much? So you definitely want to push down into the paper. And then maybe last but not least, let's do a little red on this one here. And I think I'm missing a sky, so I'm going to come up. I'll fill that in a little later, but you kind of get the picture. So this could be the background. If you want, you can take one solid color or a few, maybe black. whatever you think will work nicely. And I'm just going to outline it to kind of separate my mountains a little bit more. If you like it really soft, then keep it exactly how it is. Completely up to you what you want. I'm going to give it a sky while I have this. Take my finger, rub it into the paper. Perfect. So that's the chalk pastel. For my watercolor people, an oil pastel, okay, this would go to the side. Okay, you're going to do the same thing by making your mountains and doing your striped lines, but you're going to do all of that first and then add your color. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe add my orange here. Nice and quick. You guys don't have to go quick. I'm going quick so that way you guys can have a lot more time to make your artwork. Okay. Ooh, that one's really creamy. I like that color. So then what you're going to do is take your water. You have your watercolors that are going to be in trays kind of like this. I have blue, purple, and green here. You'll have all the colors so you can choose. You're going to dip in one of your colors. Okay, and you're going to go right on top of your oil pastels. And you'll notice, just like you've done before, that the oil pastel resists the color. Okay, I'm going to switch. So you guys know that you have to dip your brush into water before going into your next color. Maybe I'll go to blue. And I'm also choosing a color that's not the stripes. So if the stripes were blue, then I'm not going to choose blue watercolor paint because I want them to show up. Okay. Clean it off. I love how the blue and orange look together. Go to purple. See, look here, if I do purple here, it's a little too close, so I'm not going to do purple on that one, but the purple and green I think would look really nice together. Okay, so the two options, completely up to you which one you want to do. As you're working, I will finish up my sample here, and then we'll finish our backgrounds next class, and also work on our actual Mona Lisa drawings, which will be really exciting. All right, have fun.